Hey guys, welcome back to the GSL Code S round of 32. We had a very big delay once again, sorry for that, but we're about to jump into Game 3 of the losers match here between Trust and Sue on Overgrowth.
That's right. Should be a pretty interesting game. Overgrowth, one of the more standard maps here. And will Trust go for another cheesy sort of play? As he's been going for the ramp every game so far, Valdez, looking for those force fields and claiming the main base. Didn't get it last game, got it the first game.
Yeah, I feel like Trust just has to keep his cool. This big break definitely will help. Probably both of the players even. Maybe take some momentum against away from Sue though. We'll see how it goes here in Game 3. Jumping into it right now. Down here to the bottom left in the red, our Protoss player. He is
CJN2's Trust.
And up here in the top right, we do have the Zerg player.
SK Telecom T1 Sue.
Both of them have had quite a break between Game 2 and 3. So they should be in a pretty good form. They had a lot of time to think about what each other have been doing so much. Sue's been going for a lot of scouting, a lot of greed, going for a lot of hatchery first as well. And Trust, on the other hand, last game we did play a bit of a macro game, but he did want to go for that kill by force fielding the ramp with those sentries and blinking up. Not finding it though, and then alt-tabbing and losing even more of his army and therefore losing the game.
CJ Antis Trust.
Ooh, I like that little character.
Trust in CJ Antis.
Yep, that was cool. Ooh, look at this. Looks like Trust might be going for a Nexus first here. Drone gonna see it and be like, oh, I can actually put a hatchery down here.
Let's see.
Oh, but if the drone actually attacked the probe, he would win the fight, force the probe away, put down a hatchery. There you go, you got a hatchery block. Instead, you let it go. So essentially,
why do you think he let it go?
I think because he let the probe hit him first. He just let the probe hit him a couple times before he actually realized what was going on. And for that, essentially they're getting their first their expansions at the same exact time. Nexus is going down exactly at the same time as the hatchery. Both of them will finish. Actually, the Nexus will finish slightly ahead because of that drone scout.
Yeah. Sue immediately going for third base.
Yeah. Good idea there.
Yep.
Be as greedy as you can be.
Pretty standard response to Nexus first. You got to catch up in economy. You always want to be ahead as well as the Zerg, so.
You always want to be at least one base up, especially against Protoss, because they are the most cost efficient by far. Especially when those force fields come out. Especially on the ramp.
Yep.
Then they're infinity times more valuable.
Yep. They also have that multiplier of making you extremely tilted if you're the player that you're doing it against. So
I guess it doesn't matter.
There you have it.
Game 3, it's all or nothing at this point, so it doesn't. There's no repercussions after the game. Sue or Trust, one of these guys will be out, and then the winner will be playing up against Rogue next.
Yeah.
And that is a beast in itself.
We would assume that it would be Trust, but anything is possible, like you said, Game 3.
Anything is possible. Trust is a dangerous player, man.
He's also Protoss.
He's Protoss and he's dangerous. He's aggressive. He's the aggressive kind of Protoss.
He's a Protoss and he's not afraid to use it.
He's a Protoss. He's not afraid to force field your ramp.
Yeah.
That's about it. He's one of those Myung-Shik Protosses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
One of those
Myung-Shik
is dirty Protosses.
He's greasy, man.
He's greasy. That's a horrible thing to say about someone Valdez.
I mean, he's slippery, you know?
Okay.
Like one of those sneaky snake kind of
So he's a snake now. He's a snake now? Wow. I'm telling Myung-Shik.
I actually love Myung-Shik. He's like such an awesome player now.
You love snakes, do you, Valdez?
Yeah, I do.
All right. You like greasy snakes.
I love greasy snakes all around me.
Alrighty.
This conversation has devolved many levels.
Truth is coming out, Valdez. Forge going to be for Trust as we ease back into this game and away from Valdez likes and dislikes of snakes and grease.
Yeah.
And it will be that quick third base by the looks of things from Trust, I'd have to say. We'll see if he wants to go for any sort of robo shenanigans this time as well. He could do. Not just yet, though. With the 2 gates, it leads me definitely to believe it will be that that 3rd expansion.
Overseer taking an extra look. And I think it's going to go down. Oh, wow. 5 health, 6 health now.
Very close. Mothership Core will come out and help deny that in due time, don't you worry.
But yeah, he was trying to get an extra scout. Trust, actually in the game against Rogue, put down a Dark Shrine right below that left pylon there at the natural. So
that's right.
He wanted to tech that spot.
Yeah. He hit the forge very well, actually. Bottom of the main base there. No Overlord's going to get there, essentially. And yeah, he won't have any idea exactly what's going on. Su, that is. That's a very dangerous place to be. Got to be so careful at this point.
I think he did see that probe going over there.
Yeah.
And he's got another Overlord to the right side of that 3rd base, so.
He will see it. He will see it very soon. Man, that is a fast 3rd base.
Yep.
Great position for Trust. You know, Su's not going to find it for a very long time. And Su's still quite a long way away from Zergling speed as well, so he has no real means to punish it.
Yeah. Look at this Warp Prism.
Oh.
It's got to put nightmares into the head of Su.
Yep. He's getting the shakes. It's like, oh my god, not again. So many links, 16 links come out. Oh, 16 links be spawned. And he's going to start hitting it if you realize, oh, it's fake.
Yep.
Same time.
More links.
Yeah, a lot of links. He might actually just simply go for a hard attack on that 3rd base, that very early 3rd base. We do see him move out with the sentries and a warp Mothership Core and a probe. Going to be putting down an aggressive pylon. Behind this, 3 more gateways are being added. +1 just finished.
Yeah, this is actually a scary spot for Su.
Blink
Bit
on
of
the way.
aggression, a spot of aggression.
Spot, just a dabble. Not too much of a commitment, though he will try and force out as many units as he can possibly make. And then get out of dodge.
Yeah.
It's already a lot of links. Not enough to fight this army, though. Not with good force fields.
Looks like they're coming back here trying to get that pylon. Maybe just run by. Some weapons now. He's got 6 gates in total.
Yeah, and look at this. The actually the 3rd base is not no probes being made in this 3rd base. So this is actually kind of all in from Trust. And Trust is actually in a pretty good position for a second there. He should really start being aggressive on this 3rd base. There's nothing really up and running there. This first Spine Crawler might just finish. Should probably target it down, but he's not going to.
See that force field wall around the pylon? He's trying to keep that alive so badly. I think it is going to go down here unless...
Pulling everything now. And yeah, that pylon will go down. He's got to get some more force fields off, cut everything up.
Really nice force fields. Now he can fight against only the Lings.
Only the Lings. Get rid of a couple of Hydras too. Trust still pretty ahead when it comes to the army composition and position, but without a pylon, there's no way you can keep up the aggression. Have to turn a tail and run. Wait for a blink, wait for +2, wait for a robo to get an observer out or a mortal. Play from there.
But not a bad bit of damage. You know, takes out all those links, forces a big pull on all those drones too, force out some spine crawlers and units. Whereas Su has been on like 58, 59 drones for a while.
That is true.
Not really as many drones as you'd like.
Yeah, and he's got no 4th base going either, which is something you really need when you're on equal economy. With the Protoss, you want to go 1 up. Granted that Trust did really forego making probes on that 3rd base for the longest time. He was actually investing a lot into the Stalker Sentry, but now he's kind of caught up with workers. And that is actually such a huge amount of roaches. Big blink forward, big cut up.
Oh my god, that is a huge amount of roaches to pick off.
Oh yeah, beautiful force fields from Trust actually.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my goodness, he's actually playing fantastically
That
this
is
game.
a nice little chunk. And now look at this. Supplies are pretty much even in terms of army supply.
It's so dangerous for Su right now. He's probably going to wait for a few more sentries, a few more force fields, because he really needs them against Hydras. There's one thing you need more than anything else with this kind of army composition, force fields.
It's just that he's taking such good trades. It just opens up the next attack to be even stronger against Su. I mean, that's the army right now. It looks like there are some Hydras beginning to join it, but it's not that big.
No, there's actually way too many roaches in this composition. It's not a good idea against this many, you know, Blink, Stalker, Sentry, because force fields are that much more efficient against roaches, and Blink obviously going to do fantastically against them as well. So pretty weak composition from Su. He might actually just be looking for a big attack. He is trying to max out.
Definitely liking the position of Trust right now. The +1 to range attack is only finishing up now for Su. He's going against +2.
Yeah, +3 on the way as well, mind you. This is dangerous territory. And uh-oh. Trust has identified it, cuts the army up, great blink forward. Once again, going to get a nice trade here.
Really, really nice forces. He can get another line, but Su smartly backs off.
I'm starting to think the Protoss might want to start investing in more sentries. He's got 500 gas right now. He can do it if he wants to. That will go into Templar.
Uh-oh. Look at all these units of Su really caught out.
Oh, he should actually commit to that.
He should. I don't think he knows exactly how many are there, so he's waiting. But now Su coming back with his entire army.
Here we go. Maybe a time walk down as well. It would help out a lot. Oh, but the blink forward going to catch a few more roaches as well.
He's running out of energy, actually, on these sentries.
There we go. A few more sentries being warped in. And he's got a few more. He's got maybe 5, 6 more force fields with these sentries.
Yeah, he's got another good couple of fights.
We're actually seeing way too many roaches in this composition once again. That is not enough Hydra.
And I think Trust has identified this. He's adding in some Immortals. He's already got one. Second one about halfway done.
And while this is all happening, you know, the upgrade to +3 is about to finish as well. Here we go again.
Time Warp.
Not the best concave for Trust, actually.
Yeah, seems like he still wants to go head on. I think he sees the +1 of Su, and he sees how many Stalkers he's got, and he's like, well, I'll just blink to victory. Yeah. He's in a pretty good spot here.
He is, but he's still got to be careful. You know, you don't want to be trading in such horrible arcs.
I think he needs to wait for a couple more Immortals.
All right,
wait for
this is
+3.
good. This is good. Too many roaches in this competition still.
+3 about to finish up here. There it is.
All right.
These units just hit so much harder.
Yeah, and the roach is getting shaved off. Big blink forward. Big whack. And sentries have kind of evaporated at this point. He's adding one more. But yeah, he's got essentially one at this point. He's trading pretty hard with his army, and his Hydras at the back, though, are doing so much damage.
They really are. But still, the upgrades are so good for Trust. It was really
forward.
even, but it's just so cost-effective for the Protoss right now. He's taking great trades.
Yeah, and a bad rally from that natural going around the other side there.
Su can't afford to lose any units right now.
No, he cannot afford.
Every single Hydra and Roach.
He is on essentially equal supply at this point. He's pulled the drones from the 4th base. He's looking for that one big attack. Here we go.
Drones are pulled too. As you mentioned, trying to blink back. Pretty good concave here for Su. A lot of Hydras in the back getting some decent damage, but is it just too much? It's incredibly close.
Oh, he's going to pull back, it looks like. Another Immortal joins.
Oh, man. War Prism goes down. And that really takes away the reinforcing power of the Protoss. It's going to force him back and maybe give Su some breathing room.
Yeah, looks like it. 4 more sentries added to this competition. He's got to start remaking these sentries. He can also expand with this amount of minerals he has, actually.
Yeah.
He will do on the bottom right.
No reason not to.
And from here...
A lot of,
sorry, you finished, Valdez.
just making a lot of gas-heavy units, so you got that extra bank of minerals.
Absolutely. I'm really liking the fact that we're seeing more and more Immortals being added in here. And because Su has been under so much pressure, he hasn't gone to Tier 3, he's simply stayed on Roach Hydra, that if he just keeps adding Immortals like this, he's going to have an even better composition for the next fight. I think he's very favored to win this next one.
Yeah. What do you think about this War Prism going towards the main?
Would
you rather but at the same time, he's not going to have any reinforcement for this main army.
He can always start putting pylons along the way. He's still in a very defensive position. Oh, and he didn't see, actually, that the debris was being attacked.
Some free Hydras.
Free Hydras at the very least, but he's going to run into the whole army. He's going to go, oh, there you are. Same time, though, he could be warping in Zealots, and he will. Oh, that's such an important move right here.
Really nice position here for Su at the top. Pretty good concave, but still really nice force fields, cutting this army down in half.
This is such an awkward sort of position to fight in. And Su's kind of getting whittled away, but Hydra's still doing some work.
The Hydras at the top of the ramp are doing so much damage.
And everything's going to get cleaned up. Su in a bad place right now.
What's happening in the main?
Main base, we've got a few Zealots being warped in as well, but Roaches are there to help out, so it's not going to find much.
But still taking the attention of Su away from that fight.
4th base finished now for Trust as well. He can main out some units over, some probes over, you know. Get it mining, get the economies on equal grounds once again.
Yeah,
he's also got he's got a Templar Archives, you know, he just never used it. He could actually be adding Storm to this, but he's just been so fixed on aggression and defending against aggression.
It's like that moment in time where you have to make the decision, do I want like 5 extra units or do I want that extra tech to give me a stronger army in the future?
Because if he had Storm against this composition, he just wins. You know, you can't fight Storm with Roach Hydra.
Yeah. What I would also love to see out of Trust is going behind the gold mineral line. Spoken that, but here we go, another fight. Some good force fields. Gonna take down these Lings.
Yeah, not too bad. He might want to consider going behind the mineral lines, you know, at the back there.
Exactly.
Just stop the mining of the 4th base.
Because it's so hard for Sue to get his units back there and deal with the Stalkers.
Yeah. It's essentially impossible if there's force fields there and Blink Stalkers and Immortals, you know.
You could take amazing trades.
You're never going to trade well. The Zerg can't actually fight there. And it's going to force Sue down the ramp one way or another and into a bad place. And while this is all happening, you are up a base with that 4th on the bottom right that's being completely undetected at this point.
It just seems like Trust isn't confident enough to go for that decisive of a move.
He just wants to fight head-on non-stop, and he's going to find his way up the ramp this time. Not going to stay there, though.
Really nice force fields.
Yeah, trading pretty efficiently once again, eliminating all the roaches. A nice little funnel there on the left side. Still, it's not going to be enough, and actually... should have used the Time Warp to slow that down.
Yeah, that guy probably had some energy.
Yeah, he had over 100. I checked Valdez. I looked for that.
Would have been nice to put on. We got Colossi on the way. He made that Temple Archives actually for nothing.
Yeah.
Obviously, a bit of nerves coming in here for Trust.
Maybe, you know what it was? He was worried about Viper more than anything else. So he was going to make him for feedback, but nothing else, it seems. And he's gonna go for the Colossus route, which is not a bad idea either. He can always go later into the Templar. And once again, a Warp Prism going to be warping in into this main base in due time.
By the way, the Protoss is about to be on 3-2.
Oh, wow.
Sue, a gigantic move, trying to come over here and get a good position, force the Protoss out.
Not a good place for Sue to be. He's going to be in open position. Nice sitting surround there.
He could actually force field if he had gotten that position, the right side of the army, but regardless, pretty good position for Sue.
Yeah, not a bad position at all.
Really nice concave, but again, more force fields coming in. The Colossi are popping out now.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the big problem with Colossi. He could even blink forward on this. I think he should. He should try and eliminate as much of this army as he could.
He's got to taste it. And only Roaches here on the production tab for Sue.
And look at this. Also, Zealots in the natural and in the 3rd base doing so much work.
Oh my god.
Sue is getting spread really thin at this point.
Trust can just back off, get an extra Colossi, let those harassing units get some damage done, regroup, and go for a huge attack.
Yep. Maybe one more Colossus, or maybe just simply waiting for the next full Colossus range to finish.
Here we go. Finally going behind these minerals.
There we go. And now, look at that. It forces Sue down the ramp. His army is split in 2. He can take full advantage of this by force filling off the left or right side.
There
right
we go.
side it will be.
Force fields off that right side. Even a Colossi getting in here.
Oh,
have to run that back.
He's running for his life.
I think he will save it.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely done. Bing Blink back to fight another chunk of Sue's army.
And nice sort of concave from Sue. He's got to pull back once again, Trust.
Time Warp goes down. Warp Prism kind of awkwardly over here, but...
Throwing down some Zealots, actually. It's kind of cute.
+1 completed for Sue. This is such a tense back and forth game, by the way.
Yeah, and the supplies are even. Somehow, Sue is still managing to hold on, even with this kind of deficit. Trust's got to be careful where he engages. 4 more sentries added to the fray. And he needs more Colossi up here as well.
It's a drone barbecue.
You know what? We need Sue to go for Hive for this. You know, he has to make Hive. He needs Vipers out. He can't fight this army without Vipers.
I think he had Hive, at least on the production tab, but I don't know if he completed it.
I guess he canceled it, but he certainly doesn't have it now.
It's really unfortunate.
Roach Hydra never going to win against Colossus. Never, ever.
And he's pretty much stuck on this composition. Big force fields coming in there, cutting that army perfectly in half. All the Hydras in the back, not getting that damage down. An extra Colossus comes in here, and I think that's going to be it. Trust is going to take this game against Sue. GT.
Wow, big
Trust
upsets.
moves on.
Big upsets. That was a long set, but finally, Trust takes it. What a hectic last game as well.
That's pretty insane, man.
Yeah, what a fantastic
Really
game.
good game.
Oh, I loved it.
Give me the chills.
Yeah,
I'm shivering.
Give me the wiggles, man. Now we're going to go into another ZVP of Trust against Rogue. Rogue got to see a lot of what Trust has to offer.
Yeah.
Sue going to go home a bit salty today.
Such a sad day for Sue. That devastating game. He will always be remembered as the Zerg who lost that game. That is not what you want to happen to yourself.
It's like, oh, you're that Zerg that lost to a
you're
one
that Zerg
energy
who got second 5 times and lost to a 1 energy Banshee. Like, well,
imagine he like retires tomorrow and that's what he's got to go home
that would
about.
be so sad, man.
That would be the saddest thing ever, Valor. I would actually cry for him. I would weep for him. Hopefully he sticks around there.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sure
such a talented Zerg.
He's still in Star League, and he still gets a lot of playtime in Pro League, so I'm sure he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
He's going to get better from here too. You know, he's going to learn from that. He's got to fix his mentality, though. I dare say, like even that, like losing that kind of game is always going to get to you. It's going to get to anyone.
I think, exactly. It would get to me. I'm sure it would get to you. Like, there's no one immune to losing to that kind.
Any game would just get to me, man. I'm just a rager in general. No, I'm not that bad actually.
Guys, we got Rogue versus Trust up here for the final round. Moonglade predictions. Who's getting out of this one?
Rogue.
Rogue? I would agree with you there. But guys, 5-minute break before we get to that game. Stay tuned.